back to Sherlock Holmes, and case number 2. Last time we found out some rich dude was taking Portugal Street and 3 tons of distribution on them, and we were going to take him to jail. Apparently we just let some dude who survived enact street justice. And yeah, so I guess we'll find out what the consequences were for that this episode. And on this episode, we got an invitation to some kind of polo party or something. So, can't see what happens. Toby.
Who chased his own tail again? I should walk with you more often.
Toby, that could chase your tail, boy.
My bag with lawn bowls for the upcoming tournament.
Lawn bowls. Yeah, I thought they were apples.
My analysis table. It's useful for my work.
My work. Keep checking that thing out.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
What is that? What's it? Letter from Dr. Fisher. Not Sherlock Holmes, Mr. Ruben Fisher. Do you remember me? Well, you are sorry excuse for a detective. You failed to understand why any of it was done. You chose a lesser evil for a greater, brighter future. If we need to sacrifice a few to help the majority, you'll remember these words one day. Seriously? Oh boy.
Shouldn't you dress for the game?
Shouldn't you shut up? I'm assuming I'll automatically get dressed into a certain wear that I need to for the game. I can go in the room now. What have you done in Watson's room? I'm trying to rattle through all your things. I can't do anything like that. Let me get that button. Boop. Is there anything about me? Yep, I wanted to press those, but I don't think I actually need to. I think I want a hat. Good enough for me. I'm behind this door. Coming up. Baker Street. There's any bakers on the street. Let's go Baker Street.
What can I do for you, Mr. Holmes?
Bellum's eyes not open to everyone. Please tell us what our lives are you weary of caring for your incapacitated family members, or perhaps you are yourself is remembering? We have a solution. It is Bethlehem Asylum. Those are up-to-date treatment techniques. We guarantee that you or any of your family will find peace quite soon and most importantly your both parents best for the 93.3%. Contact Mr. Dr. Herbert. Let us with any questions. Man.
This suit isn't appropriate for where we're going.
Not for long. So, wearing the top school actually doesn't matter. That was just a cosmetic thing. I guess. Let's get ready with it. Why is it loading?
This suit isn't appropriate for where we're going.
I was hoping. Don't really feel like wearing the big, tall Abraham looking at. Okay, and wardrobe. Sportswear. Bring me a pizza pie. I don't know if he's right. Alright. So where's Steve now? Yes.
Mr. Holmes, you played very well yesterday. I'm obliged to you, Sir Charles. I play many outdoor sports. That's the key to my success. My friend Dr. Watson has decided to join me. Really? Mr. Holmes, would you like to see the first prize? A rare stone Mayan Quiche calendar.
Mayan Quiche?
Indeed. Their legendary king, Tekun Uman, has his statue just behind you. Although this one is a cast metal copy.
That? Oh.
Well, since only members may enter the clubhouse, we have exhibited the calendar outside. Please explore.
That didn't look evil. Okay, has the first round for the Bulls competition. I guess you're get stolen.
Good luck, Holmes.
Riveting conversation there, watch it. You're the killer, aren't you?
The statue of Tekun Uman. This statue is made of metal.
Yeah. I should play this or not. I'm in the finals.
What a spectacular season. The first prize, the Mayan Quiche calendar.
More like Mayan cliche.
What a beautiful day for November.
Arthur is in the
The
final
5th of
with you know
November.
who? Mr. Sherlock Holmes. How exciting!
Not talking to you, not talking to you. I want to go back here. I want these things. No, I can't. I'm kind of afraid to talk to people because I don't want to just keep the. I want to keep the story going along. Talk to everybody. Everything, do everything. All possibilities. Don't start the team, don't start the team, don't start the team, don't start the team.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Are you ready to begin the final game?
Oops, good. Yeah.
I still need some time.
Good. Oh, click on it, started.
Good luck, Holmes.
So, are you ready now?
No.
I still need some time.
Good, well done.
This'll keep Watson happy.
Okay, don't need it.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad you are my opponent for the final. People call me Arthur the Invincible. So I wish you good luck.
Punch him, punch him. Say invincible he is, punch him. Well,
Only club members have access.
so you want club members on? Guess not.
I lost to the quarterfinals.
Talk to anybody. I've done everything I can. I have. Okay, let's get this all started.
So, are you ready now? Yes. Let's start the final.
Okay, beat opponent, and boss close to the white marker ball. And throw. Simple. Ooh, wow. Okay. Stop rolling. Stop rolling. Golf balls don't roll that much. Riveting game, riveting. It's not getting up too much. Nailed it. Yes. I think it was the best 2 out of 3. Start straightforward games. Why complicate it? Rolling. Stop rolling. Stop. Seriously? How did he, what? Interesting.
Congratulations on your game, Mr. Holmes. Exceptional. The awards ceremony will be tomorrow morning. See you then to receive your prize of the calendar. I trust you will be there as well, Dr. Watson?
Unfortunately, I'll be unable to attend tomorrow. Duty calls.
Ah, what a pity.
Let's go home. Let's go home.
See you tomorrow, Mr. Holmes.
My congratulations, Mr. Holmes.
I'm taking my calendar now.
What a spect.
I must go to him. We'll see what happens.
Oh, Daddy!
Hello, Mr. Bouvier.
Hello, Mr. Holmes.
Well, Caitlin?
Your costume!
Oh, don't you like it?
Oh, I do!
Caitlin, come on. Show some respect for your father.
Alice is Sherlock Holmes' new neighbor. She's young, beautiful, and seems to relate to all the children, but she is still not married. The love token that she wears alludes to her connection with the criminal world. She suffered a difficult past. Her scars indicate that she survived a suicide attempt. Judging by her jewelry, she is interested in occult science. Is that an accurate observation, I'm guessing?
You know, Father, Miss Alice was telling me all about her travels. She has already toured the world with her own father.
Your daughter is exquisite.
And just to think that she was aboard the Orient Express when it was attacked. What a dream.
Indeed.
She's so creative and imaginative. And that reminds me, would you allow Caitlin to visit me so that she can practice playing the piano?
Poor choice of instruments. I hate the piano. I'd rather her not.
Oh, Father, why did you say that?
Caitlin, we are neighbours. We'll meet again. Until then, I shall leave you with this book.
Thank you, Miss Alice.
No, not. You're not playing this. Yeah, there we go. Toby.
Who chased his own tail again?
Toby, nothing.
I should...
Caitlin? The first time I was doing something, 4 seconds, go! He didn't say I did remember that junction. Not with the kid in the first case.
The statue did it. It killed Zacharias.
Calm yourself
Seriously?
now, Sir Charles. You've had a shock. Let the police do their duty.
What can a mere inspector like you do about it? You don't know anything.
A mere inspector? Phew. And now here comes Mr. Holmes.
Lestrade, are you here to receive a prize as well?
Very amusing, Holmes. You can go home. The ceremony's been cancelled. We've got a murder scene here.
Really? And to think I only came here for my prize.
I know, Holmes. I saw your name on the list of finalists. So go away.
You're not going to congratulate me?
What? Do you really think I'm that naive? You turning up out of the blue and then bam, a murder? There's a surprise.
Oh, you're making a spectacle of yourself, Lestrade. Let's just pretend that I am a simple consultant, your humble assistant.
Oh, all right then. A club member, Mr. Zacharias Greystoke, was killed at around 4 in the morning. There. Now don't mess around.
I promise that I won't, Inspector.
You're gonna mess around.
What do you make of the facts?
It's quite clear. The murderer intended to steal the Mayan calendar. He was caught by Zacharias Greystoke. He then took up the first weapon that came to hand, the statue's spear, and killed Greystoke. Then he fled, just as Sir Charles was coming out of the club. Unfortunately, we've been unable to find any trail beyond the club's wall. It's as if the murderer vanished into thin air. Take a look for yourself.
Did you search the clubhouse?
What for? The murder took place outside.
Right, I know where we can conclude things. Oh, dang it. Give me that. Right, plug my headset in for that. The battery dies. Okay. What is he doing? What are you doing?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Red Shirt number 2.
The iron mounting rod is broken. Traces of metal on stone. The surface is damaged. Traces of metal on stone. It looks like the statue broke away from its pedestal. What is...
Sorry guys, there comes.
If I believed Lestrade, this Mayan calendar was the reason behind the murder.
Can I help you, Mr. Holmes?
This spear came from the statue on the pedestal. Dry leaves. They make a noise. Zacharias probably walked across them. The case is scratched and dented.
What? It's been had lots of use. I'm not entirely sure what they want me to look at on this thing.
Zacharias' folder with some documents. These drawings represent the Mayan symbols.
Oh.
Money was left inside the wallet.
Got kind of abrasion right there. Oh, okay. Here's like it. When these and the bombs being made by it seems to murder replace them their intention.
Scratches on the stone. A broken branch. Somebody jumped into the tree and then over the wall.
Can I help you, Mr. Holmes?
Sir Charles, are you able to tell me in detail what happened?
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Well, to prepare for the awards ceremony, I decided to spend the night here at the club. I was sitting alone at my desk when I suddenly heard a loud, metallic sound and a terrible shout. I hurried outside and well, I found the body of Zacharias. And I swear it, I saw the statue of Tekun Uman running away.
Sir Charles Young is the manager of the London Archaeological Institute Bowling Club. He's former soldier of prestigious infantry. A married man, Sir Charles appears to be rich, but his wealth is superficial. He is, I keep doing that, politically engaged with the Tory party, and seems to have an active social life. So he married into money.
You saw the statue running?
It was dark, but yes, I'm sure of it. It was running, and it was making the most horrible metal sound as it did so. And can't you see, the pedestal is now empty.
Did you know the victim?
Yes, of course. It was Zacharias Greystoke. He is... was a club member, and an excellent bowler.
But why was he here so early in the morning?
Oh, I don't know.
Sir Charles, where did the Mayan calendar come from?
It was donated anonymously. We received it shortly before the tournament, with a letter asking that it be awarded to the winner.
Is the calendar valuable?
Not really. It has historical value, of course, but to be truthful with you, Mr. Holmes, it isn't worth very much.
May I go in the clubhouse?
It's members only. I cannot authorize anyone unless that person has a written warrant from the police.
Lestrade!
Only club members have access.
Come on, Holmes.
And what about the statue?
No idea yet. I imagine the thief must have taken it somehow.
Right, so there were thieves, and they were very well equipped?
Yes, must have been. Then there's also Sir Charles's version, but...
Please, go on.
He said this morning that he was alone at his desk when he heard a shout. He went outside and saw Greystoke lying on the ground and... Believe it or not, He said that there was no one else on the green that night but the statue itself running away.
You mean that the statue might have killed the victim? Interesting.
Absurd, more like. Besides, it was dark and foggy.
So, somewhat like your version, then.
I only got one.
You're still here?
I'm still here. There's something here. I can open it now. Thanks.
Tissot watch. Swiss. 1855. This watch is valuable and old. It's been through a great deal. All valuables were left on the victim. The strike was powerful and well aimed. No, it wasn't like that. It looks as if Zacharias was killed the moment he approached the calendar, and killed by the spear from Tikkun Uman's statue that jumped from its stand and escaped over the wall.
Not connected in any way.
Well, Holmes, your conclusions as my consultant?
My conclusions are approximate to Sir Charles's testimony.
Oh dear, you think the statue did it?
Everything points to the fact that the spear was thrown from the pedestal, and Mr. Greystoke appeared not to notice the killer.
Indeed. The journalists will be ecstatic about your version.
I would like to examine the victim and take a look at his belongings.
Oh, you've amused me at least, Mr. Holmes. Very well. I'll grant you authorization for the examination at Scotland Yard, but nothing more. You're still here?
A murder at my club.
Oh, yeah. That's frustrating. This will be interesting. The statue comes alive. Certain medics not actually existing here. Can't rule out the possibility.
Thank you for coming so quickly, Watson. Lestrade already has
Please,
the victim's
sir,
body in the
release
autopsy
my
room.
son.
I'm always ready to help anytime, Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
I'm always ready to help anytime, Holmes.
Please, sir, release my son.
Mr. Holmes?
Staffing. Evidence room. Not sure what that is. More. No, I messed up. I'll put evidence room first. Okay.
This spear came from the statue on the pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
Tissot watch, Swiss, 1855. An ordinary pencil. Money was left inside the wallet. Oh, Zacharias had already translated some symbols. The Mayan calendar. Here's a chance to have a closer look. Interesting. What are the symbols here? I'll need to redraw them. I could use this dictionary to translate the calendar's glyphs. They are the symbols that were drawn on the Mayan calendar. The papers from Zacharias' folder. They can help us to translate the Mayan message.
Okay, let's see. Is it first? I'm sure I can change it, right? What else? I just have to like just select it, just got to find them and then I'll play around with it later. to be anyone to disturb sacred temple. Oh. Cursed. Commit to peer.
don't think so. I should pay more attention to details.
Okay, so it won't just... How about I think these attention? Oh boy. So exit part, no. Here's this part now, your progress will not be saved. I might learn more after the autopsy. Crap, my controller.
No, I think I've missed something here.
I would say something like right now I'm yeah, figure out how this goes together. So it's certainly puzzles are certainly challenging. Like right now I'm playing the hardest difficulty, so it's like I don't really get any hints and like when you gotta make a deduction about somebody, like when taking their appearance, it only gives you like a few seconds to actually take in their entire appearance, so you hope you get it right. But, curse to exist, anyone to disturb, sacred. Maybe not sacred, maybe illuminated? To meet... To be... Not it's not... The statue part really messed with me. Really kind of throws it off. Statue master. It's oh.
No, I think I've missed something here. No, I think I've missed something here. No, I think I've missed something here.
I'll have to come back to this later, but I can't. Maybe after autopsy, maybe if I explore around Scotland Yard a little more, I can come back and figure this out. Or maybe back to Baker Street. Because my progress won't be saved here, so I'll have to like go to the translation thing again, probably. But alright, come back to this.
There's no need to disturb Lestrade for the time being.
Yes, Lestrade's office, right? Here's our set of cells, yep. Okay, what do we got here? What was that voice? Really asked about this one. His eyes swollen shut.
Red eye. It looks like a serious infection.
It was a powerful throw. The spear pierced right through the body.
Yep.
This is where the spear entered the body. The murderer aimed for the heart. The weapon must have been thrown by a strong and skilled person. These scars are old.
Traces of alcohol were found in the stomach. Apparently Zacharias had been drinking before his death. The coroner mentions in his report some specific cardiac and digestive system damage.
That doesn't really help me with translating.
I'm always ready to help anytime, Holmes.
Yeah, help me now. So, that didn't give me anything except for some drinking. Nose cracked. Something else I learned from that guy.
There's no need to disturb Lestrade for the time being.
Okay, let's try to figure this out.
They are the symbols that would...
Yeah.
The paper...
Yeah, I gotta go back through this again. Great. I think I got it. I think I might got it.
I think I've missed something here. I don't think so. I should pay more attention to details. No, I think I've missed something here.
I really wish I could have a hint.
I don't think so. I should pay more attention. I don't think so. I should pay more attention to details. I don't... No, I think I've missed something here. I don't think so. I should pay more attention to details. I don't think so.
What do you think? I can't.
One who disturbs the sacred temple, they will meet their death by the risen statue. Only the chosen will have mercy. It's not only a calendar, it's a curse. Zacharias Greystoke, a member of the club, was killed as the curse decreed. It's possible that the link between Zacharias and the curse is at the archaeological club. I'll need a search warrant.
To destroy. Can't effectually choose either one yet. Setting the strike. Shapes of noses. That's really bored.
Aren't you supposed to be investigating those cases of yours instead of bothering me?
Good day to you too, Inspector. I have a small favor to ask of you, a search warrant to investigate the murder at the club.
No, no, and no.
It's for your shirt, Strad. It's like wine. Strad is exhausted. He didn't sleep well last night. He's been drinking wine. Now he has a headache. Cleaning his gun suggests that he is in a good mood. He keeps a lady's perfume handkerchief as a memento. Mrs. Robin, the wife of a British councilman. Might be connected to Lestrade's present condition.
Since I'm without the warrant, I should find something else to do. By the way, do you know if Sir Robin is currently in town?
I have no idea. And why on earth should you even think that I might know that?
Well, I believe I may have solved a case about, let's say, a salacious inspector.
No, it's not what you think. Nothing dishonourable happened. Go on then. Take your warrant.
So he refused to give you the search warrant?
Oh, no, I've got it. I won't need you for a while now, Watson. I'll see you later.
I'm curious to know how you obtained this warrant.
I kind of hope it for the murder was performed. As the freedom and privacy is the murder victim was a member of the archaeological club ought to be investigated. Search warrant is required. Which I have. So I'm drawing back on the mine candle. And back to the court. I got one clue so far. Can't do anything with that though. You still here?
Can I help you, Mr. Holmes?
Nope. Oh, you people. How's that? First time.
Sir Charles, I have a search warrant. I would like to take a look inside the clubhouse.
I see. Here's the key. But I do protest.
You doth protest, but I doth listen.
I heard that Zacharias was killed by the statue's spear.
Why won't the police say anything? We have a right to know the truth.
Granted, Holmes uses telekinetic powers to put the key in the lock and open it. Welcome to the stream, guys. Or ladies. Both.
Ah, Sir Charles was once a captain in the guard.
In the guard. We got. Dear Sir Charles, be advised that we have successfully transferred a new trench. I don't know what it says. To your club's account. However, the payment period has been reduced to 1 month with some more credit to £1,000, I assume, due to previous overdue amounts. If you wish to review your account, you should contact bank manager directly, Mr. Black, bookkeeper of Lloyd's Bank. March 1881. James Nesses and Sons Jewelry, Sir Charles Young, waiting on your receipt of your item, namely 458 grams of solid gold from a part gold Guatemalan statue. We agree to purchase this item. Monies will be paid within 48 hours from receipt of this letter. Although this transaction is entirely legal, we do assure you that it will remain confidential. I've seen it go like that. Yep. Oh, there.
The 50th birthday of Lord Stevenson.
Who that?
Charles Yellingham has a large family.
Yeah. Desi Jones. Oh, telegram. Willingham, as I said in front of everyone, you cannot get away this calendar. I want you to study it. We have to discuss the matter before the awards ceremony. I've already warned the other one of this. Other one?
A message to Sir Charles from Zacharias Greystoke, the victim.
From Mr. Olivier, the company director of royal parties, to organize a reward ceremony for our Bowl and Club most recent competition, to estimation of requirements for guest night, 20 cases of champagne, 2 dinners for 40 reserved from the restaurant, local musical ensemble to provide entertainment, 30 flower arrangements for table decorations, invitation cards for guests. I know this will be quite expensive, but do please allow me a period of grace to settle the payment. As I recall, yours are generous to grant on a previous occasion. Thank you for the benefits. Charles Willingham from Brittany Lovelace, Chief Accountant at Lloyd's Bank, Mr. Sir Charles. Our records show that you are once again late. This is the 4th time in paying the credit you have with our house. Any delay in payment results in a fine of whatever that amount is supposed to be. After studying the proposal, we agreed to seizing part of your club's collection and payment of the credit, which will be sold in private auction. All raised monies will be reversed against your credit account.
Interesting. It appears that the club is unable to pay its debts to the bank.
Interesting. Most interesting. Table. Just long live the Queen. Suppose the middle one. Nope, just the middle one.
Zacharias Greystoke. I wonder who this man is. It's Sir Charles Yellingham, the director of the club. Guatemala, 1881. I don't think this is a bowls tournament.
Empty space.
The photograph appears to have been faked or damaged. I'll take it.
Interesting.
This metal globe is very impressive.
Hello.
Some bits are missing. Some bits are missing. These trunks have just arrived. They're from Zacharias Greystoke's antique collection. These antiques look quite valuable. It appears that it's a part of a gold statue from Guatemala. Solid gold. It's worth a fortune.
1881. Fragile. I can look at here. I think so. Or not, because that thing's still lit up like that. Robert.
The late Mr. Roberts collection.
This guy just seems to be taking other people's collections.
The late Mr. Sutherland's collection. The late Mr. Smith's collection.
Same pattern here.
The late Mr. Blinkhorn's collection. The late Mr. Brom...
I think I know what I need to do. I missed something on this.
This piece has been cleanly and intentionally cut. Interesting. The men who own these collections are all dead.
Hmm. Gone. Okay. Sir Charles received a telegram from Zacharias regarding his intentions to visit the club for a prize ceremony. Modified and or damaged photograph from the club in Guatemala expedition. Appears that all club members must bequeath their artifacts to the club. Club is a debtor to Lloyd's Bank. Sir Charles intended to cover a percentage of the debt from the deceased member's antique collection. Charles and Zacharias both own part of a gold statue and key to the London Archaeology Institute. Things I can do here for now.
Sir Charles, you informed me that you didn't know why Mr. Greystoke was here at such a time.
That's correct. I have no idea.
But in fact you do. Mr. Greystoke wrote to you about him coming with another person to visit.
Ah, well, yes, that is right. He raised a scandal about the Mayan calendar, so he wanted to see me before the ceremony. But I don't know exactly what it was that he wanted, or who this other person he mentioned might have been.
Late on that, but
You have a fine collection at your club, with one disturbing thing in common.
Oh, all the items are from our club members.
Yeah, but they're dead.
But only from deceased members, including Mr. Greystoke.
Yes, but it is a rule of the club that all our members undertake to donate their personal collections to us in the event of their death.
Untimely or otherwise, I assume. This guy's looking more and more guilty as time goes on, and I don't see any other suspects.
A murder at my club? What a disaster for our reputation.
That's Baker Street. Few deductions. And now, okay. Okay. Charles had at the time opportunity to be prepared for his victim's visit. Sure, Charles desired Greystoke's death in order to obtain Sol's collection. Charles could sell any other collection contained in the club. That's true. I'm not sure if it's about the club dead or not. Can't go so far. I'm not entirely sure if he's all responsible or not, but he lied. Tricky, very tricky. doobie. Okay.
It appears that part has been painted over. I need to find out what's underneath. Let's gently remove the paint with a soft cloth.
I knew it. It was Old Man Jenkins all along.
Aha. There's another person in the photograph.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Look here. There's a person with a swollen eye who was concealed within this photograph. A dispute of some kind, do you think, Watson?
Possibly. But it appears to me a characteristic symptom of a rare tropical disease that is found in South and Central America.
South America! Brilliant, Watson!
Happy to help.
Is it deadly?
Well, there is a chance he survived.
I shall ask Sir Charles, but who knows what he'll say.
I have an idea. There is only one hospital for such illness. The Hospital for Tropical Diseases. I have friends who work there.
Oh, yes?
Well, the chances are slim, but I'll pay them a visit. If he's in London, they would have seen him.
My analysis table.
So Greystoke has swollen eye. Out here.
I found this photograph on your wall. You're in it, but do you know who these men are? Particularly the gentleman with the swollen eye.
Oh, him. But that's poor Mr. Albiot. He died from fever during an expedition to Guatemala 14 years ago. We were searching a Mayan Quiche temple, but everything went wrong. We were unable to enter the temple, and the expedition ended in disaster. I'm here, and here is Zacharias. And there is Bernard Marley, another member. He's over there, near the pedestal. By the way, he's the fellow who built that terrible statue. He created it, must have been 10 years ago.
Albeit was a club member. Where is his collection?
Well, the devil if I know. We never did locate it.
Charles Workers, he had the perfect opportunity. Charles in a way resistance to the third opportunity does not make him, doesn't it? Let's wait until I talk to this other guy before I start doing stuff like that.
Poor Sir Charles. A crime at his club, it's a terrible thing.
Mr. Bernard Marley, I presume. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I have to ask you about an expedition to Guatemala.
Shh, not here. It's too dangerous. I'll give you my card. Visit me there where we can talk.
Edit Male, Foundry Director, 8 Grub Street, London. Interesting, eh? First Street. That's my conclusion for that now, but I didn't wait to talk to this guy before I make a final. Okay, Eight Grub Street, Keaton.
Excuse me, where is Grub Street?
It's that way.
Thank you. Is it? No, this is Possum Street. I'll get there eventually. Found it. Seems to be such a big door. Hello?
Hello there, my man. Is your boss in?
Ah, he's in his office. It's the door near the female statue in the corner of the workshop.
A drawing of Tikkun Uman. This mechanism is quite modern. All the gears are of good quality. Strange to find it in a foundry.
Statues are...
No oxidation. This metal arm has never been outside. It's not part of the bowling club statue. There were 2 large boxes. Fresh scratches. A furnace for melting metal. Something large and heavy was dragged here. 2 large boxes which were inside the warehouse. They were taken to Bernard Marley's office. It's probable that the missing crates contained pieces of Tikkun Uman's statue.
Interesting.
Hello there, my man. Is your boss in?
Sorry, I'm too busy to chat.
Just say something to me. Any clues in here? Yeah.
Apparently, Marley has built multiple statues of Tikkun Uman.
Mr. Holmes, you must forgive my escape at the club. It wasn't a safe place to talk.
And it's safer here?
Yes, better here. Not my office. I have secured my foundry, you know.
Huh, reassuring.
Bernard Molly is it? Yep, 40. It's not yet 45 years of age. He's a founding director and member of Archaeological Club. He's negligent. Most likely he lives alone. Bernard's a superstitious man is indicated by the many ends upon his person. It's clear he spent a great deal of time on his decks and works with sharp items and mechanical oil. His work requires concentration. He requires spectacles for close work.
Did you know Zacharias Greystoke, the victim?
Yes, he was a brave friend. Such good karma until yesterday.
Do you recognize the unwell man in this photograph?
By Jove, albeit. Yes, that's him. The poor fellow met his end in Guatemala. He was struck down by a terrible disease.
You were friends?
Not really, but he was an active member and a courageous man. Too courageous. You can't fight against the Quiche gods.
And what of the expedition? You were seeking a Mayan temple?
Yes, the temple of Tekun Uman. Another one of Charles's stupid ideas. We found it, but there was some kind of strange force that prevented us from entering. An evil aura. It was Tekun Uman's emanation. We could all feel it. Albeit its disease worsened suddenly, there was nothing we could do. And now, with Zacharias' death, the curse has reawakened.
After 14 years?
Prophecies are timeless. Even in the beyond, there is no escape.
Did Zacharias believe in the prophecy?
It's not a matter of belief, don't you understand? Zacharias was convinced that we could stop the curse by studying the calendar. What insanity! He sent me a message. He wanted us to visit the club and try to convince Charles to remove the calendar from the awards ceremony.
But you didn't go?
I knew Charles would refuse. Anyway, studying the calendar wouldn't help. Tekun Uman is far too powerful.
Your relationship with Charles Yellingham is...
not friendly. Well, it is reciprocal. You know, most of his expeditions are failures because he is too focused on his hypothetical career to be in politics.
He has political ambition.
That would be an understatement. He has ambitions for the House of Lords, and the club is his means of achieving this. It's also the reason for his disastrous management. But he still succeeds in finding money. I wonder how.
What's your opinion on Tekun Uman's statue having disappeared?
I don't know, but I have nothing to do with it. Nothing.
But in fact you do. You made the statue.
That's true. But it was 10 years ago. You can't blame me for that.
Don't you think so? After all, it is the statue that is responsible for killing.
No! It's Tekun Uman. But who could imagine that a simple statue replica would be chosen by Tekun Uman? Nobody. I have to leave you now. I've got paperwork to do. And we've spoken too much. He could hear us. Tekun Uman. Well, goodbye then.
Marley is hiding something inside his office. I'll have to visit it, but at night, and with Watson.
Check out disguise. Just caught. Oh, is it? Oh, this is Athena. her open points to charge being guilty, but this guy seems to be off his rocker, so he might have dressed up in a test on a driving while or alcohol in that stupid statue. Cocoa Puffs.
Caitlin's at Miss Alice's playing the piano. She disobeyed me.
Well, Holmes, I was inspired to... Oh, look here. The postman has made a mistake. He's delivered a letter addressed to Miss Alice.
Oh, he mistook 221B for 221C. Give it to me, Watson.
I wonder what it says. Can I read it? Nope.
I need to finish here first.
Doing what?
What are you going to do with it, Holmes?
Maybe.
I can't help myself. I must open this letter. It would be easier to open this letter if I steam it. Let's prepare. Boil water in kettle.
Oh, so you finally did it. You moved and set yourself next to him. You're all around. He will fascinate you. But be cautious of him all the same. I'm running to tell you that I found your father's boat. It is quite damaged, but still afloat. If you can use it if you wish. You must know your father. It's like a pleasure to me. If there is anything and anyone I can do to help you, please let me know. Anything I feel it may risk me involved.
Miss Alice planned to live here because of me. I need to have a talk with her as soon as possible. Let's restart.
Is that blue or silver? Is that blue? Yes. Okay. I guess this is stuff they seal letters with.
That's it.
Don't stop playing, Kate. I'm going to take some air on the balcony for a few minutes.
I need to speak with Miss Alice first. She's on the balcony. I need to speak with Miss Alice first. That's not the one I... That's not... That... That's not the one I need. How about telling me why you came here in the first place?
Mr. Holmes, why do you ask? I hardly think that I'm accountable to you.
Since you extended an invitation to my daughter against my wishes, I believe that you are.
So said the father, cloaked in all his severity. My word, you almost frightened me.
You won't say then. Very well. Ask Caitlin to come home now.
Oh, poor child, let her play. Such insouciance. So useful for covering up disturbing secrets. And since you intend to hide the truth from her...
What?
We all have our secrets.
You...
But don't worry, Mr. Holmes. Caitlin is a sensitive child, and I like her enormously.
Alice, come back in. I can do it. See? You're wonderful.
I like to think that the feeling is mutual. We wouldn't want her to know of your secrets, or for her to be unhappy. I have to go inside now.
Ah, Holmes, I entirely forgot. There's a man corresponding to the photograph who is a regular visitor at the Hospital for Tropical Diseases. His name is James Byron.
Are you sure? That's fantastic.
And we can visit him, but you should disguise yourself first. I'll introduce you as my colleague. Holmes, we have to go to the hospital.
I gotta look at this Mayan calendar. Empire centered in tropical lowlands, a region nowadays known as Guatemala, and had reached a peak of its power and influence around the 6th century AD. The Maya excelled in agriculture, pottery, hieroglyphic writing, calendar creation, and mathematics, leaving behind them as astonishing record architecture and symbolic artwork. Principal nation of pre-colonial Guatemala was I really need to learn how to say anything. Also has a mind feature. The name of this people means many trees, taken from the forested highlands which they inhabited. Tecumaman was the last ruler in the Quiche's king who fought with his army against the Spanish conquerors in Battle of Pinal, where his chest was fatally pierced by the sword of Don Pedro de Alvarado. According to the legend, even the death of mine continues with its people.
Here it is.
Interesting. Okay. Time for another sky. There we go. Worst outfit ever.
This should be the right place. Our man might be here.
Oh, Dr. Watson, may I help you?
Hello, Baird. My colleague and I are here to see Mr. Byron.
Ah, Byron. Yes, he's in a bad way. You'll find him in a cubicle on the window side.
Patients visit this department for treatment and then return home.
I'm still looking at this.
Patients.
Oh, minute.
Department of Tropical Diseases.
Wow. Yeah, some are. Some puzzles are hard.
That isn't our man.
Yeah. You think Holmes? Yeah.
Mr. Byron?
More doctors? Please. I've just received my treatment. I need to rest a while before I leave.
Albeit is around 45 years of age, he is an archaeologist and an ex-member of Archaeological Club. He is believed to be diseased by the other members of the club during Albiet's expedition to South America. He suffered a disease that affected his eye. Albiet lost his arm many years ago under unknown circumstances. He has a drug dependency and rarely visits an opium den near a crowded market. He has chain marks upon his body. I assume it's chain marks.
We would like to ask you some questions about an expedition that took place 14 years ago.
An expedition? What expedition? You're wrong. I've never left London.
Is it not you in this photograph from Guatemala?
Guatemala? Tecuna man! Dr. Baird! Come here quickly, I don't feel well!
What on earth is going on? Please, calm down. I'm sorry, my dear colleagues, but Dr. Brunt is waiting to give Mr. Byron a private consultation. You can wait here.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Weren't you paying attention? We have to wait, but we'll take advantage of the situation. He recently purchased Chinese tobacco. This address is almost invisible.
Hospital for tropical disease to Mr. Byron, address something. Probably Brook Street or Book Street? Book Street. 21D. Mr. Byron, Dr. Burns, please confirm your appointment on 25th of November. Please aim to arrive for the early morning. Dr. Bear, current tropical diseases.
Our man passed by a circus.
Oh, you're still here?
Obviously. We're waiting for Mr. Byron. Is he not with you?
No, the gentleman left directly after his consultation. Oh, he forgot to collect his belongings.
Holmes, it seems that Albiet has escaped.
Obviously. And he knows that we are aware of his true identity. Quickly. I know how to find him.
Can I go back to... I'm gonna go back to Baker Street and change first. I'm walking around looking at this. Great. Something. Okay. New clues. Let's enjoy the ride back. Oh, how I got to image, I'm sorry. Alright. Alright, I got that.
Thanks to the information I obtained at the hospital, I can now deduce where Albeit is hiding. We know that Albeit paid a visit to an opium den, a crowded market, and a circus. He also purchased some Chinese tobacco. Let's find a place in London where all four elements are close together.
Okay, so... Nope. Nope. Aha.
Now we need to find a street name ending in OOK.
Okay. There we go. Brook
Here it
Street.
is. 21D Brook Street. Watson, I believe we found Albeit's flat.
Well, albeit for me to stop you from going. I'm bad at phones. I think it's a fish that book by now. Considering it's the same book over there again. Or it's his particular journal. This guy has a notebook.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Help!
Do you hear that? Quick, we have to open this door.
The door's too strong and the lock is too solid to break with bare hands.
Do you hear that? Quick, we have to open this door.
Help! No, please help!
Those curtains could block the attacker's view once they're closed.
Press wrong button.
If I cut those ropes, the curtains will fall and block the attacker's view. This table could serve as cover. Watson, I'll try to reach those curtains to close them. Cover me. Watson, cover me!
First.
Watson, come here. He's behind the screen.
There was a big hallucinating.
Our assailant escaped using this rope. Our attacker escaped through this skylight.
It's a small skylight. Or did he?
No! Don't kill me!
Calm down. It's over now. It's gone.
You? Oh. But why are you here? You're not doctors, are you?
No. Well, you're half right. Shall we remove these masks? Your true name is Albeit, is it not? You were a member at Charles Yellingham's club.
Yes, I was.
Can you tell us what happened here?
After your visit at the hospital, I quickly returned home. I was lying there on the sofa and felt an evil presence in the room.
An evil presence?
Never mind. It's probably the fever.
Or perhaps a living statue?
Yes. It was one of the double statues. I saw its shadow. I believed that it was searching for me, that it wanted to kill me. It was horrible.
As in Zacharias' murder, the statue came to life when its intended victim appeared in front of it. I must examine your residence. It may hold some clues. Tell us about your expedition to Guatemala 14 years ago?
It was in my former life.
What really happened there? You were said to have died.
I was ill with a terrible fever. I asked them to leave me there. I can't remember how. I only have flashes of memory. But by some miracle, I survived. I left an eye and one arm behind. It took me time. But at last, I managed to return to London.
Why do you use a false name?
That expedition signaled the end of my career. And my very life as I'd known it. I changed my name and my address. Now I'm weak and useless and alone. I'm a walking dead man.
Not for long.
Perhaps this was it. It was my curse to fade away little by little. Tekunu man's revenge.
You are aware of Zacharias' murder, are you not?
Yes, and quite aptly I read that he was killed with a spear.
Aptly?
Well, he practiced archaeology almost as though it were a sport, seeking adrenaline. Imagine his state of adrenaline when he died, him being the prey.
And who would have been the hunter?
Tekenu man? Whoever, whatever. It'll soon be over for me at any rate.
There's a locked door on the first floor. May I have the key for it?
All right, but there's nothing interesting inside.
I'll be the one to determine that.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Small.
A statue was once here. Now it's missing. It appears that the missing statue may have escaped via the window in the roof. The iron mounting rod is broken. The surface is damaged.
Nowhere.
This bed is very small.
For a child, you'd say, probably.
Albeit wife and son, I presume.
Brazil, Sao Paulo, April 14th, 1883. I, Claudia Joao Inicio da Silva, give rights and freedom to albeit Dyke and Donbo, I can't pronounce that. From the Z4 for him and his descendants. And then I just read. My love, I understand your pain, but please know that my decision was made only to protect you. How could I return to the real world? For if anyone should discover that terrible shame of this failed expedition and my enslavement, I would dishonor our son's name forever. It would be better that my memory remains in Takun Aman's temple. I came back to see you for the last time. I intend to die alone with my precious collections. A lifetime's results of archaeology. One friend of mine who is a bailiff will help handle the sales. You will receive all their income. Please try not to be unhappy. My death will be your least I have made. Arrangements for my burial. Goodbye to you, my dears. I hope you may forgive me. There will be a fine ability to happy lives. My only wish. Hello.
The interior seems well designed, but I cannot... This model forms a part of another, larger model. (1894). This model was created after the expedition to Guatemala. There's a little bed in a small room. It's being used.
Well, it is for my son, Gulliver. After my official death, my wife and he left for Glasgow. Upon my return, I installed this room.
So they know about you?
My boy Gulliver visits occasionally. But I wonder, what is the life of a crippled father? They will lose me again.
Mr. Albeit, what is this?
How? It's impossible. How did you find it?
Answer me.
17 years ago, I built a model of Tekkening Man's temple. We stored it inside the club's globe before leaving for the expedition. I've no idea if it's still there. While in Guatemala, I had dreams about a missing part. A pyramid. Then, when we entered the temple, I experienced vivid visions.
Wait a minute. You entered the temple?
Well, yes, we did. And we found the pyramid from my visions. But I was too weak. I was unable to solve the mystery of its entrance. I failed there. I always wanted to understand why. So upon my return...
You rebuilt this final part according to your visions, and...
Nothing. But I'm dying, and at least my son will see that I did my best to complete my life's work.
Oh wow, that's a lot of clues. Okay. Someone of small stature, perhaps, albeit soon could pass the tiny window in the roof. Testimonies of Sir Charles and Bernard Marley are contrary to Albiet's. However, none of them wish to talk about the temple. The attacks on Zacharias and Albiet were proficient. Small child could not have had sufficient strength or cunning to be a murderer. Albiet's son is lying about something big. It belongs to someone other of small stature. Could also be the murderer. Albiet could only build the model of the found pyramid if he managed to gain its entry. It wasn't necessary for Albiet to enter the pyramid nor reconstruct its model while he could use his imagination. It's possible to complete the model of Tutankamon on this temple. Okay.
Thank you again for saving me.
What should...
Sorry, I had to met the guys. Safe. See. There is a some finding him and one. Potential ticket for the circus. That's perfect.
Watson, stay alert, and you'll need to be quiet.
Okay, use a correct lockpick to lift the lock blades and create an unobstructed path from
Horse of Pedro Alvarado. He was a conquistador, I believe. This door is securely locked. I must find another way in.
Holmes, be careful!
I can't move this. Something is blocking its...
I can't move it in that direction.
I need a clear path.
Holmes, I'm here. Can you let me in?
A slot. It appears to be part of some mechanism. A Mayan pyramid. Obviously for a dagger. Mayan period, I think. I'll need a dagger to work the mechanism. There's a recurring theme that connects all of these sculptures. Marley is obviously an avid student of mechanics.
We need to hurry and find out what Mr. Marley is hiding.
I need to finish here first.
Okay, the daggers here.
A slot. It appears to be part of some mechanism.
We need to hurry and find out what Mr. Marley is hiding.
There's a recurring theme that connects all of these sculptures.
I think I got in there. Sherlock Holmes had skills to blacksmith.
I hope this dagger fits. Another statue of Tikkun Uman. It can move, but a part of the mechanism is missing. Be careful, Watson, unless you want to be speared by Tikkun Uman. So, Bernard Marley built a mechanical globe. This globe has space inside. It should be possible to open it. Marley dismantled these alarm clocks for their parts. It's closed. It's shut tight. Locked. The chain doesn't fit here. The chain. The chain. The chain doesn't fit here. The chain. The chain doesn't fit. The chain doesn't fit.
Got it.
It seems we found the key to the safe.
Hello.
The statue is in 3 parts. Only the gold is original. Marley must have reconstructed the other 2. This part is in solid gold. It's worth a fortune.
I know I am the chosen one. Kunamans wants to use me for his purpose. Oh God, protect me. I don't want to die.
A piece of a map in metal. This object evidently connects to something else.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost daylight. The workers will be here soon. It's time to leave.
Choose one. that doesn't make any sense though. Obviously, it can throw the spirit, but it obviously won't see it right. It obviously can't, like, go in a certain direction. Is that it?
A murder at my club. What a disaster for our reputation.
I heard that Zacharias was killed by the statue's spear. Now the model is correct and complete, and with a little brain work, I can imagine what took place. This model was built quite precisely to be used as a map. Now the model is correct and complete, and with a little brain work, I can imagine what took place.
He chose one to the corresponding was afraid of the curse and was trying to defend himself from
Now the model is correct and complete, and with a little brain work, I can imagine what took place. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
A live killer statue. It's impossible. At least, I hope so.
Hmm.
What's happened? Did someone else die? Did Tekun strike again?
Tekun has been avenged, Mr. Marley. It's over now. The fear is over. You have only to follow us.
Follow you? But why?
Don't worry, you're not responsible. There are specialists who will take care of you. They will help you.
No, I'm not crazy. No, it's you who's the lunatic.
So ends the second case. Oh man, that took a while. Watch a little cutscene for the next case, and then I'll do the end for this one, for this part. Loading. That's a creepy scene out there.
Father, Mr. Orson Wilde is here, and I'm going to stay with Miss Alice.
What?
Did you forget? Orson Wilde, you know, the star of American theatre. And he's visiting and staying with us. You did forget?
No, not that. I meant you wanting to stay with Miss Alice.
Yes, that's right. Miss Alice suggested it. She told me you couldn't possibly refuse.
Why don't you stay with Mrs. Hudson?
Oh, but Miss Caitlin has more in common with Miss Alice, and they get along so well.
Guess what, Mrs. Hudson? Mr. Wilde is here to study my father's character for his next play. And he won't be disappointed, will he? Father is so pig-headed.
I can't believe it. The great Sherlock Holmes standing in front of me. I'm sure that our two brains will...
Brains.
God looks like the Joker married Joker of Mr. and Willy Wonka had a kid. Price character portrait. Man, I did so well in the last case. Orson Welles, not yet 30 years of age, as a star of American theater, he came to London to study the role of Sherlock Holmes. It is probable that he began his study previously. He smokes the same brand of tobacco as Holmes. Orson is, and I keep doing that. Narcissistic, follows fashion. He possesses the tool of a serious actor, pocket mirror, wears a brooch with a mercify to attract attention.
Mr. Wilde, your room.
Charming. This is such a fascinating city.
We need to talk.
I'd rather not. You're going to be angry again. Goodbye, Mr. Wilde.
Is it 5 o'clock already? I think I might go and ask Mrs. Hudson for some tea.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Wow. Anyway, that's the end for this one. Uh-oh. Read the letter right here. Mr. Sherlock Holmes, I write to inform you that our most recent patient, Mr. Bernard Marley, is now eligible for treatment. Beale suppresses current nightmares, his ravings of occurs, and his fear of dying by his spirit. With our up-to-date treatment techniques, we guarantee that he'll find peace quite soon. It was his current success rate 90%. Thanks for choosing Bedlam Asylum. Sincerely, Dr. Herbert West. Toby.
Oh, come on, Toby. Your soap bath couldn't have been as bad as that.
Anyway, that's it for this episode. Part 2, whatever. Bye.